Hey, everybody, it's Nick here with you. Welcome back to the Rock Squad channel and welcome to the Rock Albums Ranked for Third Eye Blind. That's right, the new record from Third Eye Blind called Our Bande Apart comes out on September the 24th. So I thought now would be a great time to do a little ranking of their albums from least favorite to favorite. And I'm a gigantic, I mean huge Third Eye Blind fan. I know a lot of people consider them to be mostly like a '90s band with a couple of hits. We think about Third Eye Blind, you think Semi Charmed Life and Jumper and How's It Gonna Be, maybe Never Let You Go, maybe Graduate. So they got a handful of hits, but I know a lot of people primarily consider them to be a '90s band. But you guys know me. I'm always the guy being like, those '90s bands are way more than just those songs. They got so many great songs. Yes, I know I sound like an old man, and I am an old man. And I love Third Eye Blind. I've stuck with them through thick and thin, all their records. And I really pretty much like every song they've ever put out. There's a couple of them that I don't really dig, but I love pretty much every song Third Eye Blind has put out over the years, and I consider them to be a great band beyond their '90s hits. And I have an ex-girlfriend who I brought to see Third Eye Blind many times, including when I went to go to the Summer Gods tour. And I think she would have rather been tortured than going to see Third Eye Blind. She had a vendetta against them, man. So I apologize to her, but I love Third Eye Blind. I'm not going to apologize. I love these guys. I love all their music, and I'm down to do a little rock album ranked. All right, so I'm going to change it up a little bit for the rock albums ranked. Usually I just rank the full studio albums, but there are a couple of EPs in this rankings that I thought were kind of crucial to the overall Third Eye Blind evolution over the years in their sound. So I included those in these rankings as well. So coming in at number 8 on the list for rock albums ranked, we have their Thanks for Everything EP, which came out in 2018. And this is just an EP of cover songs that they put out. I recently just finally got this on CD. But you know what? It's a cover songs EP. So it's always going to be at the lower end of the rankings because I always really rank original stuff over cover songs. But overall, this is actually a pretty cool EP. They got covers of Queens of the Stone Age on there, as well as Baby Shambles. They got some Bon Iver covers on there as well. It's a nice little effort. I do think it's really cool, but it's covers. And, I'd always rather hear original stuff. So coming in at number 8 is Thanks for Everything. Coming in at number 7 is the most recent studio effort from Third Eye Blind, and that is Screamer. Now, I know this is coming in at number 7, so it's at the lower end of the list, but I actually do really love this record. It came out in 2019, and I loved it from the get-go. It's got so many great songs on it. The title track, Screamer, The Kids Are Coming to Take You Down, Ways, Tropic Scorpio, Walk Like Kings, Who Am I? There are so many great songs on this record, and it really actually made me happy that even though there continues to be some lineup changes and different sounds for Third Eye Blind, that they still put out really great music. It keeps my hopes up for this new record, Our Bande Apart, because I know that I'm going to love it because they just keep making records that I love. So even though it's kind of near the bottom of the list, I still love it. Coming in at number 7 is Screamer. Coming in at number 6 is Dopamine, which is the band's kind of, I guess, a little bit of a comeback record in 2015. This was the first record to feature Chris Reed and some of the other newer members of Third Eye Blind. And I really didn't expect it to come out, to be honest with you. After they put out URSA Major in 2009, they took such a long break. They lost Tony on guitar after that. So it was kind of a little bit touch and go there for a couple of years. But then they established a new lineup, and out of nowhere, they released Dopamine, and I was really into it when it came out. I'm still really into it. I think it's a great record. It's got Everything Is Easy on it. It's got Rites of Passage. It's got Blade. It's got I wish I had the track listing on here that I could actually see what the songs are. Dopamine is on here. Back to Zero is a great song. I know I'm missing a couple. Shipboard Cook is really good. This is a great record. So I know it's kind of in the middle of the pack, but I wasn't expecting new Third Eye Blind music to come out in 2015. So when they released this, I was really happy, and it kind of reignited my love of Third Eye Blind. So coming in at number 6 is Dopamine. Coming in at number 5 is another EP, which I thought was a really, really strong effort coming out in Dopamine after Dopamine in 2016, and that is the We Are Drugs EP. This was a fantastic release when this came out. When I heard Company of Strangers for the first time, I was floored. I thought that was such a great song. But I also love Queen of Daydreams, Don't Give In. Isn't It Pretty is a pretty song. It's fantastic. If you really love just like kind of a little bit more of that electronic, deep Third Eye Blind sound. That's definitely got it. Sherry's a Stoner, Waitlist, Cop versus Phone Girl. This is a solid EP, and off the heels of Dopamine, which came out in 2015. It's kind of continued a really solid run of records that Third Eye Blind has been over the last couple of years. So coming in at number 5 is We Are Drugs. Coming in at number 4, we have their 4th studio record from Third Eye Blind, and that is URSA Major. This is my copy on vinyl that I got signed from the band's store when it came out in 2009. I also got my CD copy, and man, again, this was a little bit of a comeback record for Third Eye Blind because there was a long gap between Out of the Vein in 2003 and then when this came out in 2009. But when it came out, man, it really kicked ass. It has one of the best opening tracks on any Third Eye Blind record, which is Can You Take Me? Don't Believe a Word is fantastic. Bonfire, Sharp Knife, Summertown, Water Landing, Dallas St. Paul, Carnival Barker, which is not really a great song. I'm just realizing that this vinyl version doesn't have Molotov's Private Opera on it. Interesting. I didn't realize that before. It doesn't have Molotov's Private Opera on it, which is a great song. But this is a great record, and it was the last record to feature Tony Fredinelli, who I still think is one of the better Third Eye Blind guitarists that they've had over the years. Very, very creative guitar playing on this. Kick-ass record. So in at number 5, we have URSA Major. Coming in at number 3 from 1999, we have Blue. And it's funny, I was a Third Eye Blind fan when this came out in 99. This is my original copy that I bought in that year, but I didn't connect with this album when it first came out. I liked the singles on it. Like I liked 10 Days Late. I liked Never Let You Go and Deep Inside of You. But the rest of the record was a little bit of a mystery to me, and it didn't really appeal to me at the time, maybe because I was hoping it would be a little bit poppier. And this album is actually a little bit heavier for Third Eye Blind. But when I kind of listened to it a bunch of years later, I really, really got into it. And I really started digging that heavier edge from this record, like A Thousand Julys, and Ode to Maybe. Farther is one of my favorite Third Eye Blind songs. Darwin, Darkness, Slow Motion. This is a great record. Features great guitar playing from Kevin Cadogan. This is still the original Third Eye Blind lineup. I guess maybe wasn't as commercially successful as their debut when that came out, but it's a fantastic record, and I think it's really held up over a lot of years, and a lot of fans still really love it. So coming in at number 3 is Blue. All right, coming in at number 2 is probably the record that most people would put in at number 1, but I'm going to put it in at number 2, and that's their debut album, Third Eye Blind, from 1997, the album that introduced the band to the world. As far as debut albums go, it doesn't really get any better. So I have a couple different versions. I have the red version, which I bought when it came out in 97. I have the yellow version, which is from 97, but I took this from the radio station when we were getting rid of our albums. And then I have the 20th anniversary edition as well from 2017. But yeah, as far as debut albums go, it doesn't get any better than this. And from the get-go, like this, if you were going to say, like, what's the Third Eye Blind album that I should listen to, it's probably this one, because it's got all their best known hits. But it's got Losing a Whole Year. Narcolepsy is fantastic. I love that song so much. Semi-Charmed Life, Jumper, Graduate, which is one of the best rockers ever. How's It Gonna Be? I'm just gonna run through the track listing. Thanks a Lot, Burning Man, Good for You, London, I Want You, which is a great song. The Background, Motorcycle Drive By, God of Wine. It's funny because this record is like really up front, it rocks hard, but then when you get to the back, it's got some really great ballads, some really, really great songs, obviously great lyrics from Stephen Jenkins, great guitar playing from Kevin Cadogan. Brad Hargreaves of Third Eye Blind, one of the best drummers ever, as far as I'm concerned. It's definitely reflected on this record. I know it would be coming in at number 1 for a lot of people, but it's coming in at number 2 for me. But that does not diminish how great this record. It also sounds great, right? Like 20 something years later, this album still sounds fantastic. The mixing's fantastic. Production's great. So coming in at number 2, we got Third Eye Blind. All right, so coming in at number 1 is my absolute favorite Third Eye Blind record, the album that I put on the most, the album that I connect to the most, and one of my favorite albums of all time, bar none, even outside of it just being a Third Eye Blind record, and that is Out of the Vein. Now, if you have slept on this record over the years, please do yourself a favor and listen to this. This is probably one of my, I would say, top 10 favorite albums of all time. I love this record so much. From front to back, this thing kicks so much ass. Faster, Blinded, Forget Myself, Danger, Crystal Baller, My Hit and Run, Misfits, Can't Get Away, Wait for Your Own Souls, Palm Reader, Self-Righteous Company, and Good Man. There is not a bad song on this album. If I was going to say to anybody, other than the first record, if there's an album that you should listen to for Third Eye Blind, this is it. This is Third Eye Blind at their absolute best. As good as they are now, as good as they will always be. I don't know if they will ever be as good as they were on this record. And it's a shame because I know it wasn't very commercially successful when it came out in 2003. And I know their label folded just around that time. The band really wasn't at the top of anybody's list at the time. There aren't really any hit songs on this record, but they should be. Blinded itself is a great single. It's one of the best songs I've ever written. So I cannot gush enough about this record. I love it so much. So in at number 1 on our rock albums ranked for Third Eye Blind, it's all about this, man. It's all about this. It's Out of the Vein. Oh yeah, fucking love it. And that is it for my rock albums ranked for Third Eye Blind. Let me know what you thought of the album rankings in the comments below. Give us your rankings as well, which ones you like the best in the Third Eye Blind discography. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe to us here on the Rock Squad channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on our videos. Follow us on social, on Twitter and Instagram at Rock Squad Pod. Check out our band, Fools Union, at foolsunion.com. We got a new single coming out very soon. You can check us out on pretty much every platform. If you want to stream us on audio, you can check out the Rock Squad podcast every week here on the Rock Squad channel, and so much more. Rock albums ranked, rock album reviews, and anything pertaining to Rock Squad and rock music, you can find it here. So I'm Nick Chino. Until then, we'll see you guys in another video. Rock on, everybody.